Hi, it's Kim and welcome to the channel. Today I am going to plant a tall column terrarium. I got one at a garage sale for a real cheap price and I'm real anxious to try it out. Now, this is the plant that I'm going to take some cuttings from. It's my Philodendron Brasil, and it does still have a lot of its color variation, even in these little outer strands. So I am planning to cut some of those and root them so that I can plant them in a new terrarium idea that I have. See, we've got a lot hanging down this side too. So we'll just give this a little bit of a haircut. So here goes. Okay, I'm going to snip this. And I think this one. And I guess I should thin out this one too. That should stimulate a lot of branching up there. There we go. I got a nice big handful. Now I've got the lower leaves trimmed off, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these down in water. Let me see, this is the one. They're pretty long pieces, but we're going to be twisting them around. Okay, and there's that piece. So there's those pieces. Whoops, I thought I had 4. There's that piece down in the water. It won't take those but a couple days to grow some roots, and we'll be ready to plant it up. Now the other plant I've chosen is this Pilea Glauca. It's kind of a ground cover, but I'm going to hope it'll mingle well with the vine. It's a gorgeous autumn day out here. Our trees in Ohio are changing. We're just about at our peak. We've got a lot of orange ones in the back, and I really love that look. I'm taking the hummingbird feeders down. I am mostly getting bees now, so. But anyway, my column terrarium is about 27 inches high, 7 inches in diameter, 21 inches in circumference, so it's really tall. The only thing I'm worrying about is getting my arm down in there when I try to plant it, but I think planting it might be the least of my worries. It's going to be tending it that might be hard. I've mixed up the soil, added my charcoal, added a little bit of cinnamon to sweeten the soil, protect it from any kind of fungus. I really didn't want any perlite in it, but unfortunately the potting soil has some perlite. Let's hope we don't have a lot of floaters, because I hate those. Now I am securing the vines with a little bit of jute twine against these branches here. I thought that might help it as it begins to try, hopefully, to grip the sides of the branches and climb. I'm not sure how well that will work, but this is basically an experiment, as I explained back on the blog post on my website. Be sure and visit the website. Now, I ended up using just 2 of the branch sticks, and I have entwined 2 vines up each stick. So it kind of gives me a decent amount right now to start, and I'm planning to embed that down into the soil. Now I'm going to fill it up with a fairly lot of soil. I do want there to be, I don't know, 10 inches, 12 inches, and it'll compact, of course, once we start putting in the water. But the advantage of this kind of a terrarium, you can see right through, see how much water's in there. Now our Pilea kind of cascades and hangs, so I'm just stuffing it in the bottom. I don't know if it'll just cover the bottom and then try to climb and cling to the vine or branches. I'm thinking it might just take it as a handhold and climb on up the sides. Now the footage where we were filming, where I stuck these branches down in there and kind of gave them a little twist and buried them until they touched bottom, kind of polluted that part of the video, so I wasn't able to show that. But you can see where they reach way out over the top. I am adding extra soil now, and this is going to partially bury the vine endings, and then also that glauca. I'll have to rinse it off when I water it. But I think it's looking pretty good. Now, the item that I am going to try and water with is my pump sprayer, the one that I use for just for watering and for feeding. But I am going to knock as much of the soil off the leaves that I got on there in planting, and then try to take the little wand that will reach down into this. I'm going to try and use that wand to kind of direct and clean off the leaves. Now, we're in the basement. I make messes in the basement all the time, so. And forgive my flip-flops and sandals. Just don't pay attention to that. But anyway, you can see where I'm watering and letting it trickle all down the sides. I'm trying to get it rinsed real easily to get the soil off. There are spots I missed, but the next time I water, I think I'll try that. That little pump sprayer is portable. I can carry it upstairs, whereas that's where I intend to keep this terrarium. But the next time I water, I'll direct any lasting soil pockets that are still hanging onto the leaves. And then it does help to rinse off the pilea down there in the bottom, because it's kind of getting buried, but I think it'll just put out some more roots. Now you can see the delineation between the watered area and the dry area. That's what I love about a terrarium. I can see how much water is in there and judge if it needs to be watered or not. Now, a lot of people don't like to plant in glass. I do. I love planting in glass. But this seems to be working out very well. I like the way it looks. My Brazil still have a lot of its markings that identifies it as the Brazil. It's getting real fogged up, but once this dries, you'll be able to see it a lot better. Now, this was, I think, about 12 hours later, and it's dried up mostly. There are some little droplets hanging. You can see the two branches stick out well above the top. I'm hoping they'll vine and then perhaps climb up and cascade over the top. I think that'll look real pretty, but we know the best laid plans. But the glauca, I'm hoping it will climb and at least cover the bottom. You can see how well it looks there now. I can keep an eye on the water levels of this, and I can tell by the darkness and the lightness of the soil if it needs more water. And as the roots get thicker and thicker, it will need more. It looks really good. But thanks for watching, and tune in later to the blog and I'll update you on how this has turned out, either for the worse or for the better. But thanks for watching, and be sure and stick around and watch some more videos. Thanks a lot.